Hello Year 3. Today for English we're going to do Chapter 2 of Beauty and the Beast.
Chapter 2 Beauty's Rose. A year later, Beauty's father gets an important letter. He calls his 6 children and says,
"Listen to this letter. Your ship is here. It is not lost at sea. Please come to the port."
Everyone is happy,
This is wonderful news,
say the 3 sons.
Yes,
Says their father.
the ship with my goods is in the port.
We're rich again.
Says Rosalind.
We can buy beautiful clothes.
We can go back to our big house in the city, says Hortensia.
I must go to the port today.
Says her father happily. Oh, father, says Hortensia, bring me some new clothes and new hats.
Yes,
Says Rosalind.
and some new shoes and jewels.
Beauty's father looks at her and says,
What do you want, Beauty?
Please, don't spend your money, Father.
says Beauty.
Just bring me a rose.
Beauty's father gets to the port and finds his ship, but there are no goods on it. It is empty,
What bad luck!
he says angrily.
I must go home and tell the children the bad news.
On the way home, he crosses a big forest. It is snowing and windy. He is lost,
Where am I?
he thinks.
Where can I go? I'm very cold and tired.
He hears some wolves and he is afraid. Suddenly, he sees a big castle in the forest, and there are lights in the windows,
Oh, good.
he thinks.
Perhaps the people in the castle can help me.
He takes his horse to the stable near the castle. He knocks on the big door of the castle, but no one answers. He waits outside the door. Then he opens the door and goes inside. He sees a big hall with a fireplace. There is a long table with a lot of food on it. He is cold and sits near the fireplace.
How strange.
He thinks.
There's no one here.
He is hungry and sits down at the table and starts to eat. Then he is sleepy. He finds a warm, comfortable bed and falls asleep. The next morning he finds some new clothes near his bed.
How nice. New clothes.
He thinks.
A kind person lives in this castle.
He looks out of the window and is surprised.
It's not snowing, and it's a beautiful day.
He thinks.
And there are flowers in the garden.
He gets dressed and goes to the hall. There are biscuits, chocolate and milk on the long table. He sits down and says,
Thank you for this lovely breakfast.
He looks round but sees no one. He eats and decides to go home. He goes to the stable and gets his horse. In the garden he sees some roses.
Beauty wants a rose.
He thinks. He takes a lovely one. Suddenly he hears a terrible noise. He turns round and sees an ugly monster.
For question 1 in the Comprehension Check, what I want you to do is complete the following sentences with the correct endings. So, for example, question 1, the father reads an important letter to his children. So I'm going to write E beside 1. Please complete the rest. Number 2, his ship is. Number 3, but the ship. Number 4, the father is angry. 5, he is lost. 6, he finds a castle. 7. The father eats. 8. The next morning. 9. Beauty's father takes. 10. He hears a terrible noise. Now match these with the end of the sentences. A is empty. B, in a big forest. C, a rose from the garden. D, and sleeps in the castle. F is a beautiful day. G, and wants to go home. H, in the port. I, and sees an ugly monster. J, and goes inside. For question 2 vocabulary, I want you to read the meanings and then choose the correct word. You will find them in chapter 2. For example, 0. This person does not like working. Lazy. A lazy person does not like working. Please complete the rest. Number 1. This is the opposite of rich. The word starts with a P. Number 2. This is a beautiful flower, starting with R. 3. This is a musical instrument, starting with P. Number 4. Someone writes this to you, starting with L. We've written these as well, by the way, to Miss Sharon. Number 5. You wear this on your head. H. Question 6. Listen to the conversations between Beauty's father and a man at the port. There is one question for each conversation, and put a tick under the right answer. There is an example at the beginning.
Listening activity. Here is an example. Where does Beauty's father's ship come from?
Good morning. Can you help me? I'm looking for my ship.
There are 11 ships in the port this morning. What's the name of the ship?
I don't know. It's a big ship and it comes from Italy.
There are 2 big ships in the port, one from England and another from Turkey.
No, my ship is from Italy.
1. What is the ship like?
Oh, perhaps you're looking for the blue one.
No, the ship is red and black.
Now I remember. It's near the black ship from Turkey.
2. Who is the captain of the ship?
Good. Who is the captain of the ship?
I don't know his name, but he is a young man with brown hair.
Does he wear glasses?
Yes, he does.
3. What time does the captain go to his ship?
What time does he usually come here?
He usually comes very early, at 6:30 in the morning, and he goes to his office. Then, at 8 o'clock, he goes to his ship.
4. How does he usually travel to work?
Does he ride his horse to work in the morning?
Well, he usually comes by boat. He sometimes comes here on foot in summer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Year 3. Please complete comprehension questions 1, 2, and 6 and pre-read chapter 3. See you next time.